Welcome back, the old two-stroker YouTube channel. My name's Wayne, and today we're working on junk. So what we got going on is, on the last video you watched us fail miserably to get that clutch in, but I mentioned I had another transmission. Well, it had a cast iron bell on it, which is no good for what we're doing. I'm gonna put the aluminum back on it. So we had to change that over, so I got that apart. And then also what I'm doing, if you notice here, I made this a long time ago for the baby road Rangers, the 6 series. They're a lot smaller than this. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna whip up another one for this transmission that just kind of cradles it. So I got a basic outline over here, and we'll, you know, put some hot glue on this thing, make it look like something a little bit better than what it does, and then weld a bunch of booger hooks to it so it looks something like that. But my idea is we're gonna cradle here on the V there, and on the front V, and then a little lip to go right here to keep the tranny from sliding back, and that'll be good enough for who it's for. Huge thanks to everybody's favorite Cummins guy, Dave Crump. Hooked me up yesterday. Had an output yoke that matches what I need. The only thing I got to do is get a seal for it, and probably order a speedy sleeve too, just why not. But he also gave me the gaskets for the tranny and clutch brake. Real cool dude. You need any Cummins shit, look him up. Dave Crump, he's in Latham, great guy. And yeah, so let's friggin' do something. All right, boys. We got a cradle all made up, and I got the tranny cleaned, just put back on, new gasket behind it, ready to go. Got my new gasket on here, the face is all cleaned up my bell housing, went to go put it on, and there's a major bearing size difference between a 913 and a 12513. So if you look at that countershaft bearing, look at the difference in diameter. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but there's no way this will go on there. I had it on there and it's hard out. This is hitting right along here. So I either have to have that machined, which I don't know if that's a great idea, or go to the cast iron bell. And I guess the blessing with the cast iron bell, if I do that, is I won't need a scatter shield, is what I'm told. But, man, this freaking thing's like 400 pounds. I mean, I realize that's probably a little exaggeration there, but it's sure a lot heavier than that one. All right, fellas, welcome back. It's absolutely freezing. 38 degrees, like 10:30 in the morning, maybe 11. We're out here. Went to the metal store, bought a sheet. It's probably the best 325 bucks I've ever spent in my whole life. The jack just rolls so nice now. Probably should have done that to begin with. Regardless, we're not here for hindsight. We can see I've got the clutch on here, and behind it is a new clutch brake. That's all installed. She's ready to go. It's locked in. We've cleaned off. I cleaned off the pressure plate and the discs. Well, the intermediate plate, and cleaned off the flywheel. So she's ready to go. Okay, so there's a couple dimensions that they want you to check, and I did that. So there's a minimum dimension, because every time you surface this flywheel, of course, the clutch gets closer to the engine and further away from the transmission. So a couple dimensions you want to be aware of is the distance from the bolt head to the flywheel surface, and that can be no less than 5/16. I have a little over 3/8, so I'm plenty good. And then the next dimension is from the surface of the flywheel to where the transmission mounts, the outer surface, the bell housing here. And that is what determines how much clutch brake you need. And they come in different thicknesses, I guess. So I was rated 2.5, like dead nuts. So I got the regular, just the standard, which I got lucky on because I just happened to throw this all together. Didn't really look at the instructions at all until we got here to this point. And I was like, oh shit, I hope I have the right stuff. And I ended up having the right stuff. So that's a total win. Totally accidental, but we'll take it. So next, what we got to do, I'm gonna clean off those bolts, and then I'll bring y'all back. All right, boys, holes are all cleaned out. You notice the bell housing is a nice gray color. Well, that is because, let me explain something to you about up here in New York, all right? I don't know where 90% of you guys aren't from here, so just explain to you about little thing we like to call galvanic corrosion. And it's not like I'm going to be driving this in the salt or not, and I'm not sure if the salt is what it is. It could be that our trucks and vehicles are as unhappy about this communist shithole as I am. But either way, they tend to rot themselves to pieces if you don't put some never sees on it. So, being as our new transmission side is steel, iron, and the old is aluminum, or the engine side is aluminum, I figured it was best to just give her a little spritz. So I painted it all. I'm sure by the time I'm done, I'll end up looking like the Tin Man sheet metal cock, but...
Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3.
Let's get to it. So you can see how difficult it is to roll even with the metal. Boy, I can't tell you how bad it was without it. It just friggin' sucked, fellas. Let's see. Oh, we're close. We're real close. We gotta back it up a touch, Terry.
Bag up, bag up. Bag up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord. Lord.
Maybe it'll back up as we lift. That's real close. Try that. Tell you, it gets real sketchy moving the damn tranny when it's in the air. Whoo, buddy. What we can do. That ain't bad. Son of a bitch. Can never do anything once. Do it again. It's always gotta be 7 times and then looking for parts last minute. Damn it. Alright, let's come back. I think we could just come down. Hey, at least this jack thing works a treat. I ain't mad at that. Alright, let's see what we got going on here, fellas. There's no sense in putting broken shit in a fresh tranny. So you can see the spring I'm talking about and where it's busted there. I didn't even see that before. So now I don't know what we're gonna do here. Oh, Jesus. I don't even know if this thing comes out of here. They got it all sorts of bent to shit. The rod. Alright, boys, story of my life. So tranny's still on the ground. And true anal fashion, I pulled the shifter out of it. It was super rotty up in there. Look at all the schmoo come out of it. This is the ring that holds that spring. This is what's left of the spring. I don't think it would have stayed in there, so it's probably a good thing I took it apart. Junk. So I've got another tranny. It's a 10-speed. It's got a little bit of different thing, so I'm gonna go pull the top off of that, and I'll be right back. All right, fellas. Well, that was a challenge, but I grabbed the other shifter, popped the spring out of it, which is not fun. That spring is friggin' in there. Look at it. And then I had to come up with this device to be able to get that spring back into this shifter. I was going to take the whole shifter, and then just wasn't in the cards, so we didn't do that. I don't think I ruined anything. Impressive. So I'm going to get this surface cleaned up here because I would like it better if it was cleaned up. And then we're going to get this back up in the truck, secured up in there somehow. Oh, dude. That's close. That's real close. I felt that. This side's getting there. It ain't quite as close as the other side, but it is very close. Nonetheless, bolts start no problem. Oh yeah. That's it right there. Done. All right, fellas, it's looking really good. All our bolts are just fingerlicious here, so we should be able to just snug them up, and then we'll start doing our clutch bolts. Let me get one of these rear mount bolts in. Now that we've got a couple of the others in, I want to get one of these started so it ain't just hanging on a prayer. Living on a prayer is really probably what I should say. Here's what we're working with back here. So I got the mount figured out. It was just for me beating on it, trying to get it out. But the bolt's in, the one bolt is in, the other one I still gotta tighten that one. But so that's all up there, no big deal. Weight's off jack, jack's gone. Oh, see, it's back there. So now move the jack so that we can do this. So if you look in here, you can see that hole there. And maybe, let me see if I can get you some light. Maybe you'll be able to see where the hole behind it is. Yeah, so you can see we're like triple extra hella close. Can't really see anything from there, but so we just got to rotate the flywheel a little bit, and that will align that hole, and then I'll put a bolt in it, and we'll send it home. Wow. So how you do this is you put one in here, start it, and then you roll the motor over, keep rolling, put it in, you know, and put all your bolts in one at a time all the way around through this little hole here. You got to, because I'm going to roll the motor over probably 300 times right now, because then you have to tighten them very gradually. You're supposed to do it in a star pattern, but we can't really do that here, so we're going to do it very carefully, but it'll be all right. Trust me. Here's what I got. The clutch is disengaged, ratchet strap back, and I'm looking at this. I'm not getting anywhere near the amount of travel I need out of my slave cylinder. So this is adjusted with, right now it's 0 free play when the clutch is all the way back. And if you look, this thing would be completely out of its bore where the clutch is right now, disengaged. And with the pedal travel I have, here's maybe it's a better angle. The pedal travel I have is very minuscule, so I'm not real sure what the hell I'm gonna do, to be honest with you. I may have to re-drill this plate, move the slave up, move it up, and drill the arm up here so I get more throw. So this travels further. It'll increase pedal effort, but should increase travel. So I don't know. I got to work out the mechanics of this deal now because this is a total curveball. All right, fellas. Well, here's where we're at with this. I figured out just the difference is this clutch requires much more travel than the old one. What we're going to do here is we're going to drill another one of these holes right about here, and then we are going to drill this piece of whatever it is, 3/8, and cut it. And so that will go, that'll stick straight up to about here, and we'll put another hole in that at the top, and then we're going to take the slave and move it up as high as we can get it. And what that does for me is changes my pivot point on here, so it won't have to travel as far, because right now I need 4 inches of travel out of this hole, and if I move it up to here I only need 1 1/4 inches, and that's about where we're at with the linkage, or with the slave cylinder. It's about all the travel it has. I think it's 1 1/8, but we're going to try it and see where we're at. Worst case, I can get a little bit more travel in a different slave cylinder, and I'll do that if I have to. So let's get to work. Try to do our best to get it in the center. All right, fellas. Well, did a little bit of work, and this is what we come up with. This piece here, it takes 2 bolts like that, and then your pin will go in the top, you know, God willing. All right, boys, any bets on whether or not this strips the bell housing? Impressive. Bring the hammer. That was dumb. Take this plate, go drill it, be back. That feels better. All right, boys, got the tank out of the race truck. I didn't record that because it's just rust in your eye and wrenches that don't properly fit. And yeah, after a brief tangle with a needle scaler, I found a hole. This was the original one right there. And then, you know, I just put the finishing touches on it with the needle scaler. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna weld a piece all the way around it. I'm done chasing it, fellas. I'm all done. So we're just gonna friggin' weld a new piece onto her. Maybe we'll even go right to here. Who knows? Nobody knows. It's exotic. That's what we're gonna do though. But first we gotta grind that weld down so it sets a little bit better. So I'm gonna do that. Holy hell, boys. I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't hear a damn thing. All the grinding. So I think we got all the spots ground down enough to where I can weld to it. Whether or not it's gonna hold is another whole deal. That's super sketch right in there. I'm hoping it stays together. I think it'll be fine. I mean, whatever, it can't get any worse, right? So we're just gonna give her, see what happens. I got the faith. Just rotted out from water sitting on it, so I'll get her. Let's cut some plate. Damn it, boys. Totally forgot to hit record. I got it tacked. What I did was I set the plate flat on the tire, rolled the tank to it, and then gave it a tack. Ooh, not enough of a tack, I guess. I guess we get to do that. Ooh, we do it nice because we do it twice. Do it again. These are pretty decent tack too. I guess not. I guess we're going to have to be a little more aggressive with the tack welding. Get in there nice and deep like.
That's it, boy. Get in there nice and deep like.
Tell you what, let's put. Oh, boy, you lost me. How you gonna do this, bro? Oh, wow, that's like tougher than I thought. Boy, I thought for sure that would just bend right over.
Here, shake hands with danger.
Shake hands with danger.
gotta grab it by its haunches and you gotta pump it into submission. That's the only way.
Not gonna win any Instagram Welding awards, but we retain the smiley face, most important part. And it didn't come out terrible, honestly. I'm genuinely not mad at it. It's mostly round. It sucked to bend. That was the worst thing ever. I probably should have started with smaller than like 1/8 inch plate. Oh well. It's by far the strongest part of the truck. Well, maybe the motor's stronger, but you know what I'm saying. It could hold the chassis together. We're gonna let it cool, and then we're gonna toss it back up in the truck, see if we get any air pressure. Or see if it'll hold any air pressure, rather. Optimistic. Cautiously optimistic. Sick. Alright, fellas, next day. We gotta get this air tank put in, but first, I thought we'd do a little bit of fan mail. I sure appreciate when you guys send me something. Always puts a smile on my face. There's nothing better than getting a package you don't expect. So, yeah, got a couple people send me some stuff. If you want to send me something, my mailing address is on the website, old2stroker.com. Check it out. And send me something cool. So, here's what we got. This is from Adam, Colorado. Badass Series 51 Operator's Manual. That goes way back. So for all of you that don't know, Series 51 was predecessor to 53. It actually has no valves. If you know how these 2 cycles work, they have valves for the exhaust and none for the intake. It goes through the liner ports. Well, 51 has no valves, period. The cam is strictly to fire the injectors. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Adam. Badass, it's got a good home here. I actually know what this is. His old boy Mike contacted me before he sent it. Wanted to make sure it was cool to send it. And that it would be put to good use, and I assured him it would. And let me tell you, boys, this is a real treat. So Mike sent me this out of the kindness of his heart. Come out of one of his old trucks. And you know how much I love them VIP wheels. Well, here's one here with a hub and everything. We just gotta find a horn button for it. What a sweetheart. I can't thank you enough for this, Mike. I think this is gonna go right in the cab over. We'll get it recovered like we talked about. Could use a cover. And boy, this thing is sweet. Nice and straight. What a nice friggin' guy. Thanks, Mike. I sure appreciate it. We'll get this on a truck pronto. Very cool. All right. Here goes nothing. Found a hole. It's in the weld. I think I can get to it. Oh yeah, I can fix that. Other than that, not too shabby. It's only like 30 pounds in it though. So. Let me see if I can get the welder over there. I'll fix that tank in place. That might work. supposed to let it cool first, right? Yeah. Get right on that. About 40 in it. We're all back together here. You can hear it still hissing. That fitting is leaking. So I don't think it's tight enough, but I mean, it's holding 100 pounds. Let's see if I can't get another wrench turn or two on that, but holy shit, boys, it's way better than there ever was.
Hey, filming going over to the neighbor kids.
Yeah. What a treat. I love this thing. The sketchier it is, the better. All of it. It's a little warm.
How did you get welded? I think you're good, bro.
Oh, this f***ing camera died. I hope the other one's still good.
Oh, man. She ain't hopping now.
Nah. Can't believe it finally went. This one's still going. Thank God. Holy f***, boys. She did good. Went posy. Looks like all my cameras freaking shut off except this one, so it's very unhelpful. Motor's the warmest it's been in probably 100 years. What's that? What an absolute pile of fun. All right, fellas, well, it's the day after that burnout. I had 3 cameras going. Didn't get footage, well, lost footage on 2 out of 3. So the only footage you got out of my cameras was the one you saw on the side of the door there, so I apologize about that. But I was looking this thing over after the burnout, and, you know, I was a little bit concerned because, you know, I got zip tie holding the turbo together, so I was like, well, we, you know, might want to check on it, right? Well, it spins fine, but it's got, let me see if you can see it. I don't know, it's got like a oily residue. You can kind of see it there. It's darker on the back, like inside. Let's see. You see it there. There's a line. I'll put a swipe in it. There you go. Now you can see it where I'm talking about there. So anyway, got to, you know, looking at that, and I was like, well, hell, I cooked that turbo, you know. I felt pretty bad about it. And yeah, you can kind of see it in there. Anyway, so I came around the other side. Boom, there it is in all its glory. It's on this side too, and I'm like, well, there's no way I cooked both turbos. They spin freely, you know, there's no play, there's no way, dude. So I got looking at it, I swiped it with my finger, and I gave it a sniff. You know what it is? It's rubber. Never seen it. Wouldn't believe it if you told me. It's freaking rubber. Thought you guys would like to hear that, because that's pretty freaking wild. Yeah, so, who would have guessed, right? Rubber. Anyway, next day, just figured I'd do a little outro. Totally forgot to do that. I still got a ton of merch on the website. Hoodies, t-shirts, hats, keychains. Keychains are badass. I've had so many of you reach out to me after buying one and express gratitude and excitement for the level of detail in the keychains. And that's what we were going for. I wanted to have the best keychains on YouTube. I know that sounds like kind of a dumb goal, but everything I sell you guys, I don't want you to just buy it because you're supporting me. I want you to buy it because it's actually cool shit. And the keychain is probably my coolest item. I absolutely love them. Have them on every vehicle we own here. And yeah, it's a really cool piece. Check them out on the website. And thank you again to everyone who has ordered something and who's reached out and you know, let me know what you think of that stuff, because that's cool. You know, it's nice to get that feedback that you guys are happy with this stuff, because otherwise I wouldn't be selling it. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. We finally got this old race truck back together. There's a lot more in store for this thing coming up here shortly. We're going to go on a special mission this weekend and get some parts for this thing that are super hard to find, and I'll probably never get a chance to get another one. So we're going to do another little video. We're going to take a field trip here, so get your permission slips ready. Next video should be pretty cool on this thing. I'm very excited about it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.